Today's topic is work, power, and energy. So, what is work? So, whenever a force acts on a body and the body undergoes some displacement, the work is said to be done. So, here you can see the force P is acting on this block and it is trying to push the block along the horizontal plane. So, because of that force, it has covered a distance S. So, how can you quantitatively measure the amount of work done? It is the product of force into distance, that is P into S. Suppose the force is not acting along the plane, that is not acting horizontally, so it is acting some angle theta. So how can you measure the amount of work done? You can calculate the horizontal component of force. So here the force is making an angle theta, so what is the horizontal component of force? That is P cos theta, and the distance moved is S, so what is the amount of work done? P cos theta into S. So suppose the value of theta is 90 degree, so in that case what will be the work done? Cos 90 is what? Cos 90 is 0, so W equal to 0. Actually we are doing some work, but the effort felt when you apply the force perpendicularly is very less compared to when you apply some force horizontally. So for example, you have seen the levers, they when they try to carry some goods or luggage, that usually keep it over their head. By this way they can carry the luggage from one place to another place, or they can transfer the good from one place to another place easily. So in this way you don't say that you have applied the force perpendicularly, we will not pay you, or you have not done some work. But they have done some work, but the amount of effort required to transfer the luggage from one place to another place is usually less compared to when they apply the force in some other direction other than vertical direction, or other than perpendicular direction. So another example is when you have felt that if you have carried a bucket of water, you have seen when you keep your arm straight, in this way the amount of effort required to carry the bucket of water from one place to another place is less compared to when you try to hold it in some other angle. So actually theoretically the amount of work done is 0 when you apply the force perpendicularly, but actually the amount of effort required to do some work is less when you apply the force perpendicularly. So next we'll move to the unit of work. So what is the unit of work? What is the unit of force? Newton. And what is the unit of displacement or distance? Meter. So as work done is the product of force and displacement, the unit is Newton meter, or you can say its unit is joule. Next we'll solve one problem related to this. So a horse is pulling a cart, exerts a steady horizontal pull of 300 Newton and walks at a rate of 4.5 km per hour. How much work is done by the horse in 5 minutes? So you have to keep everything in a single unit. So here it is 5 minutes, so you can either convert km per hour into kilometer or meter per minute, or you can keep everything in second. So here it is kept velocity 4.5 km per hour, that is 75 meter per minute, and time is 5 minutes. So what is the distance traveled by the cart in 5 minutes? So velocity is distance per time, so distance is velocity into time. So what done is force into distance, that is force is 300 Newton into distance is 375, that is 112.5 kilonewton meter. So next we'll move to power. So what is power? You have already read everything in physics. So power is a rate of doing work. It is the measure that how much you have done the work per second. So suppose you are doing some work in 5 seconds, but your friend can do the same amount of work in 2 seconds. Then who is more powerful? Your friend, obviously, because he or she can do the work in 2 seconds, but you are taking 5 seconds to do the work. Similarly, here you can see an engine is doing certain amount of work in 1 second, and another engine is doing same amount of work in 2 seconds. So the first engine is obviously twice as powerful as the second engine, because it is taking only half of time to do the same amount of work. So what is the unit of power? In SI unit, power is work done per second. So what is the unit of work done? Newton meter or joule. So next we'll solve one problem related to this. A motorboat is moving with a steady speed of 10 meter per second, and water resistance to the motion of the boat is 600 Newton. Determine the power of the boat engine. So it's given the speed is 10 meter per second. So distance per time is 10 meter per second. So what is power? Power is work done per time, that is work done is force into distance divided by time, that implies force into velocity. So 600 into 10, that is 6000 Newton meter per second, that is 6 kilojoule per second, or 6 watt. So what is the unit of power? It is Newton meter per second or joule per second, that is watt. Here we will solve another question. A locomotive draws a train of mass 400 ton, including its own mass, on a level ground with a uniform acceleration until it acquires a velocity of 54 km per hour in 5 minutes. If the frictional resistance is 40 newtons per ton of mass and the air resistance varies with the square of its velocity, find the power of the engine. the air resistance as 500 Newton at 18 kilometer per hour. So what are the data given? Mass of the locomotive, that is mass of the train plus own mass, equal to 400 ton, and velocity acquired 54 kilometer per hour. We'll convert it into meter per second, so that is 15 meter per second, and time 5 minutes, that is we'll convert it into second, so 305 into 60, 300 second. Next, frictional resistance 40 Newton per ton. So what is the mass of the locomotive? Total weight is 400 ton. So what is the frictional resistance? 40 into 400, that is 16,000 Newton, that is 16 kilonewton. Let A the acceleration of the locomotive. So we know that final velocity of the locomotive after 300 seconds is, if from the equation of motion, v equal to u plus at. So initial velocity is 0, it is starting from rest, then it's moving until it acquires a velocity 54 km per hour. So final velocity is 54 km per hour, that is 15 meter per second. So after putting it, and time is 300 seconds, so we found acceleration is 0.05 meter per second square. And we know inertia force required for this acceleration, that is inertia force equal to mass into acceleration, that is 400 into 0.05, that is 20 kilonewton. Also the air resistance varies with the square of velocity. So here the velocity, when the velocity is 18 km per hour, at that time air resistance is 500 Newton. So it's given in the data that air resistance varies with the square of its velocity. So you can see air resistance directly proportional to the velocity square. So air resistance is some constant into velocity square. So from that relation you can equate, and it's given when velocity is 18 km per hour, that time air resistance is 500. So when velocity is 54 km per hour, that time air resistance equal to 54 into 500 into 54 by 18 whole square, as it varies with the square of velocity. So from that relation you see this, so that value equal to 4500 Newton, so 4.5 kilonewton. So total resistive force, so first one is 16 kilonewton, that is frictional resistance. Another one is the inertia force, that is 20 kilonewton, it is force required for this acceleration. And other force is the air resistance, that is 4.5 kilonewton. So total resistive force is 40.5 kilonewton. So work done is force into distance. So power is work done per second, that is work done per time. So force into distance by time. So power is force into distance by time is velocity, so force into velocity. So total resistive force here is 40.5 kilonewton and velocity is 15 meter per second. So after multiplying this, we got power is 607.5 kilonewton meter per second, that is 607.5 kilojoule per second or kilowatt. So here the power of this engine is 607.5 kilowatt. Next we'll move to the energy part. So next we'll discuss about energy. So energy is the capacity to do work. So here it may be mechanical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, heat energy, light energy. There are so many types of energy, but here we'll discuss only about the mechanical energy. So what is the unit of energy? Energy is the capacity to do work. So the unit of energy is same as the unit of work. So what is the unit of work? That is joule. So unit of energy is also joule or kilojoule or megajoule. So we'll discuss about mechanical energy. So mechanical energy is the energy possessed by the body due to either its position or its motion. So it's categorized according to this. It is of two types. So first one is potential energy, second one is kinetic energy. So what is potential energy? So what is potential energy? Potential energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its position. Suppose a object, this is the datum label or reference label from where it is kept at a distance. Suppose this distance is h and the object has mass m, so it is kept at a distance h. So the energy stored by this object at some height from the reference label, that energy is known as potential energy, which is against gravity, so it is known as gravitational potential energy. So what is the energy required to move the body from the datum label to this height? So energy is the capacity to do work. So what is the work done? That is force into distance moved by it. So what is the distance? Distance is h, and what is the force? It is doing some work against gravity, so force is m into g, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. So this is the work done, or you can say this is the energy, which is known as gravitational potential energy. And another form of potential energy is spring potential energy. Suppose this is a spring. So initially when I am applying some force, it is not compressed, so at that time it is not moved any distance, so that time distance or displacement by the spring is 0, so work done is 0 initially. But when I have increased the force at that time, suppose it has moved to a distance x, so at that time because of that force F, So at that time distance moved is x. So at the time it has stored some amount of energy in it by expanding it. It can do some amount of work. So that energy is spring potential energy. So what is this amount of force? Force is this amount of compression depends on the intensity of force. So force is directly proportional to x. So force equal to K into x. So K is known as spring constant or spring stiffness. You can say the more rigid or more stiff the spring, the amount of intensity of force required is more. So how you will calculate the spring potential energy? So what is work done? Force into distance. So this distance is variable, so it depends on the intensity of force. So suppose it is moved through infinitesimally small distance dx. So this distance is very small, dx, let. So W or dE, rate of capacity to do work, that is dW, or you can say this is the small change in energy, dE equal to F into dx. So what is energy? Integration of F into dx. What is F? F is kx, kx into dx. So what is the limit of integration? Initially work done is 0 when the force is, it is applying some force but it is not compressed. So distance moved is 0. So initially x is 0 and it compressed to a distance, suppose x. So 0 to x, kx dx. That implies k is constant. So kx square by 2. Limit is 0 to x. That implies that energy, spring potential energy, is kx square by 2. And what is gravitational potential energy? That is m into g into h. Next is kinetic energy. I have told you kinetic energy is, second one is the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its motion. So let m is the mass of the body, u is the initial velocity, p is the force applied on the body to bring it to rest, and a is the constant retardation by which it comes to rest, and s is the distance traveled by the body before coming to rest. So the body is brought to rest, therefore final velocity will be 0. So what is the work done? Work done is force into distance. So what is force? P into distance moved by the it before coming to rest is s. So work done is F into s. So we know that force equal to mass into acceleration. So P equal to m into a. So what is work done? M into a into s. So from the equation of motion we know that v square minus u square equal to 2as. So you can say final velocity equal to 0 as it comes to rest. So u square equal to 2as, but here you have taken acceleration as negative because it is retardation. So u square equal to 2as. So what is as? As equal to u square by 2. So what is kinetic energy? So energy equal to work done. So that is m into as, but you have found that as equal to u square by 2. So kinetic energy equal to m into as, that is m into u square by 2. So half m u square, that is the kinetic energy. It is the energy possessed by a body due to its motion. So it depends on the mass of the body and square of its velocity.